I can't really say when things started going wrong between me and Carol. At the time I'm writing this, we'd been married 25 years. The first 10 were probably solid. I can't pinpoint when the sarcasm and the public put-downs started, especially around her friends. By year 20, our sex life was gone, but I didn't say anything. Carol had really let herself go. Years of drinking and smoking took a toll, and the weight gain didn't help. Watching her roll over in bed became unpleasant. I remember noticing how long it took for her stomach to catch up with the rest of her body, how it bounced when I lay down beside her. Her snoring, probably made worse by the drinking, was another problem entirely. Anytime I brought it up, it was like setting off fireworks. Around our 20th anniversary, I moved into the guest room. I've never liked conflict, which is weird considering I spent my career as a forensic auditor constantly dealing with it. After a day of battling over financial records and corporate fraud, the last thing I wanted was to come home and fight. To stay sane, I buried myself in work 60 hours a week, plus time at home. And when I wasn't working, I was coaching one of my 2 boys' baseball teams. If I wasn't on the diamond, I was in the home gym I'd slowly built up over the years. Mostly, I just wanted to avoid Carol's verbal jabs and keep whatever pride I had left. But life has a way of adjusting your plans. I was 10 years older than Carol and had always intended to retire at 62. All the men in my family die around 65 from heart problems, and I figured I'd better enjoy a few retirement years while I could. By the time I left my job, both my boys were off at college, and my coaching days were over. I had more time to spend at home. Unfortunately, that meant more time with Carol. I don't know if the insults increased or if I was just more aware of them without work to distract me, but I started pushing back. Stuff I used to let slide turned into full-on arguments. With the boys out of the house, there was no filter anymore. I started taking short camping trips. First for a day, then overnight. Eventually, I'd be gone for nearly a week. I loved being in the woods, alone, away from her. The space didn't help us reconnect. If anything, it gave her more time to come up with new ways to tear me down while I was gone. Year 2 of retirement? Worse. That second year, when I wanted to escape winter in New Hampshire, we bought a condo in Clearwater, Florida. Carol actually helped pick it out and even enjoyed decorating it. For a short time, we got along again. The plan was to eventually move down there full-time. All the good vibes from buying that place evaporated a few months later when a fall hurricane tore through the Gulf. I flew down around Halloween to check on the damage. A neighbor told me the screen porch got shredded, but thankfully the rest of the place was fine. Carol wasn't happy that I left. I tried to explain I needed to make sure the place was secure. Repairs took 2 weeks, and by the time I got back, Thanksgiving was around the corner. We'd hosted Thanksgiving every year for over a decade, both sides of the family, sometimes 25 to 30 people. We always hoped for decent weather. That year, Carol was nastier than ever. I stopped arguing and just agreed with everything she wanted. That didn't help, seemed to piss her off more. The holiday was a disaster. Her nephew, a known addict, brought his giant dog. Carol didn't even ask me beforehand. She knew how much I hated dogs. The only thing we'd ever really done well together was make Thanksgiving dinner. I'd handle the turkey and potatoes, she did the rest. But this time, the dog ruined everything, licking the dishes, climbing on the table, chasing the dessert. I snapped at the dog, and Carol tore into me like I was a toddler. Right in front of my brother. I was humiliated. I didn't say goodbye. Just walked out and ended up in a local dive bar a few blocks away. In 20 years living there, I'd only been in that bar 3 or 4 times, never without Carol. I wasn't trying to get drunk. Just wanted the noise in my head to stop. After 2 shots of whiskey, I sipped beers for a few hours. By the time I got home, the guests were gone. My sons were worried, but I told them I was fine. Then I packed my things and left before sunrise, heading back to Florida. Carol probably tracked my phone. Or maybe she didn't care. My sons texted constantly, making sure I was okay. A couple weeks in the Florida sun helped. I felt more level and decided I'd go back home for Christmas. I texted Carol that I'd be home on the 23rd. She responded with one word, no. I told her that was ridiculous, it was our house. Things escalated quickly. Long text messages. Accusations. She said I couldn't come and go as I pleased. I said fine if I couldn't come home, I wanted a divorce and we'd sell the house. Fine, she said. And you can sell your damn apartment, too. The divorce was rough. She took half my retirement. That stung. By summer, it was official. She had until July 31st the following year to sell the house. Then, 7 months later, she reached out, wanted to spend a few days at the apartment. Said she wanted to talk. I agreed. Half of it was still hers, technically. When she flew in, she refused a ride from the airport. We sat at the kitchen table, wine in hand. What do you want, Carol? I need more time to sell the house. My car broke down, I had to buy a new one. I need a 3-bedroom, and the rent's insane. I agreed until our youngest finished grad school, then we'd revisit. She'd cover all costs past July. She twirled her wine glass, eyes glassy. I could see the tears coming. Carol, you didn't fly here just to ask me that. No, she said. I came to apologize. I handed her tissues. First time she'd ever said sorry for anything. Do you think an apology changes things? No. But when you didn't come home for Christmas, my sister ripped me apart. Said I had the husband every woman wanted, and I drove him away. And she was right. Carol had started therapy. Her psychologist asked her to describe our marriage. She said I was a good dad, a solid provider, always involved. That I was there for every school event, vacation, backyard project. Even stayed fit into my 50s. Her friends always teased her that I was too good. And that made her jealous. When I retired and started going hiking alone, they convinced her I was cheating. That I wasn't doing enough around the house. She let that poison in. And she took it out on me. She told me about how invisible she felt, wrinkles, weight gain, aging. How she needed to feel wanted. So one summer, she went to a bar while I was away, dressed up, drank too much. She slept with someone. Then did it again. And again. She hated herself. Hated me, too. Blamed me. And then she dropped another bomb. I have breast cancer. Stage 3. I'm going to lose one, maybe both. She started crying hard, and despite everything, I went over and held her. 2 minutes before, I'd wanted her out of my life. Now she was in my arms, sobbing. I need you. You were always my anchor, even when I was awful to you. Please, come home. She fell asleep on the couch with her head in my lap. I sat there, stunned. By morning, she had moved to the guest room. I made breakfast. Carol, I said, I'm not coming home. She stared at me. I'm sorry you're sick. But you've been a cancer in my life. I spent years wondering why I wanted to die. It was you. You made me feel worthless. I can't risk going back to that. She didn't argue. Just sat there, finally quiet. She died 6 months later. I flew up for the funeral. The boys were a mess. After the service, her sister pulled me aside. She flew to Florida hoping you'd go back with her. I prayed you wouldn't. After she came back, she barely spoke to us. Never told us she was sick. Your sons told us she refused treatment, just pain meds. She gave me a letter for you. I never read it. I still haven't. It's in a box somewhere, along with the old love letters from the early days. That part of my life is over.